This is my fight. I've no plan but vengeance.
With the success of Sons of Anarchy over 7 seasons, few new shows this season come with the anticipation of Kurt Sutter's new series, The Bastard Executioner. Well, anticipation can be a sweet reward, because Bastard, which has a 2-hour debut on FX on September 15th, is sharp and cuts deep. Now, no disrespect to Black Sabbath or Iron Maiden, who I love, but this is real heavy metal in its brutal onslaught. The opening minutes of the 14th century-based drama in a Welsh world where dreams and visions are often as real as the world around the characters has what seems like more blood and death and pain than the entire last season of Sons of Anarchy. And that's saying something.
Ventress is sly and brutal. It's only a matter of time and chance before you feel his blade.
Life in a Wales under the merciless thumbs of English barons is, to quote Hobbes, nasty, brutish, and short for the most part. I'm not going to give away where all of this goes, except to say that Wilkin Brattle, played on point by Lee Jones, is a warrior who has left the raging battlefields of the English-dominated island only to be drawn back in, literally, to cutting off heads for a living by the violence of the world and of his own broken heart under an assumed identity. There's also strong supporting cast, despite the occasional accent slip, including Flora Spence-Lomhurst as the much-smarter-than-she-looks Baroness, Sons alumni Timothy V. Murphy, Sutter himself as the mostly masked dark mute, and of course Katie Sagal as the mystic healer that guides Brattle, and that many, of course, call a witch. Bastard is also a welcome and outstanding return to cable just after a year after True Blood ended on HBO for Stephen Moyer. In a role perfectly playing to many of his considerable talents, the British actor plays Miles Corbett, the devious court courtier who is both ambitious to move up over Brattle's dead body or others if necessary, but withholding secrets within his own motivations. Now, there's a lot of familiar Sutter territory here, with themes of loyalty, loss, brotherhood, betrayal, and vengeance. Like Sons, Bastard is a tale of redemption, but the road it travels and the way it gets there is very different from Sutter's last FX offering. Solo or with collaborators, Sutter is a much better craftsman than he is often given credit for. That deliberate construction makes for fine form for Bastard, especially once you get past the introductory elements of the pilot. Like a well-thought-out space, Sutter lets the characters of TBX breathe in a way that he rarely did on Sons, and that allows them and the new show their own sense of place.
You have a fate that you must learn to hold.
In its tale of a man at battle with himself as much as the unforgiving world in the court of his most hated enemies, Bastard reminds me in a lot of ways of Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy, with his heroic nuances and pervasive sadness. And I have to say, that's something you just don't want to miss on TV. I'm Dominic Patten for Deadline Hollywood.